The Eight Wonders of the World is a widely circulated term in mainland China, referring to the internationally recognized seven wonders of the world in chronological order of construction: the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, the Statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria, along with the addition of the Terracotta Army of Qin Shi Huang in Xi'an, Shaanxi Province, China. Construction period, approximately 2631 BC, 2498 BC. Location, near Giza, Egypt. The Great Pyramid of Giza is a monumental tomb of ancient Egyptian pharaohs. Among them, the largest is the Great Pyramid of Khufu, which stands 137.2 meters tall with a base length of 230 meters. It is constructed using approximately 2.3 million blocks of stone, each weighing an average of 2.5 tons, covering an area of 52,000 square meters. Walking around it would take about 1 kilometer. The Egyptian pyramids represent the conical-shaped royal tombs of the ancient Egyptian slave society and are considered one of the 8 wonders of the world. They are numerous and widely distributed, with the highest concentration found in the vicinity of Memphis, an ancient city southwest of the Nile, in Cairo. Among the pyramids discovered in Egypt, the most significant and famous ones are located on the Giza Plateau to the southwest of Cairo. They include the Great Pyramid, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu, the Pyramid of Khafre, and the Pyramid of Menkaure. These pyramids, along with numerous smaller pyramids surrounding them, form a pyramid complex representing the pinnacle of Egyptian pyramid architecture. Construction date, approximately 6th century BC. Location, Babylon, on the eastern bank of the Euphrates River, around 50 miles south of present-day Baghdad, Iraq. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon were built by King Nebuchadnezzar II of Babylon for his beloved queen. The queen, who was from Media, inspired the king to construct this magnificent and towering structure so that she could have a constant reminder of her homeland. The gardens were filled with exotic flowers and plants and had a sophisticated irrigation system. The ancient Greeks, who saw it, referred to it as one of the 7 wonders of the world. King Nebuchadnezzar II of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, reigned 605 BC 562 BC, married Princess Amytis of Media as his queen. The princess was beautiful and deeply loved by the king. However, as time passed, she became melancholic, and the king couldn't understand why. The princess said, "In my homeland, there are lush mountains and abundant flowers and plants. But here, all I see is the vast plain of Babylon, without even a small hill. I long to see the mountains and winding paths of our homeland." It turned out that the princess was homesick. In response to her longing, King Nebuchadnezzar II ordered craftsmen to recreate the scenery of the Media Mountains within his palace. They built tiered gardens resembling terraces, filled with exotic flowers and plants. They also created secluded pathways amidst the mountains, with flowing water nearby. In the center of the gardens, the craftsmen constructed a towering citadel. The breathtaking landscape of the gardens finally delighted the princess. Because the gardens appeared to be suspended in the air, higher than the palace walls, they became known as the Hanging Gardens or Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Construction date, approximately 550 BC. Location, Ephesus, ancient Greece, located about 50 kilometers south of present-day Izmir, Turkey. Artemis, the Greek goddess of hunting, the moon, and one of the 12 Olympian gods, was also regarded as the protector of wild animals. The temple dedicated to her, known as the Temple of Artemis, was built in Ephesus. The temple was constructed on a marble foundation, and its upper part had a wooden roof. The entire structure was designed by the architect Chersiphron and his son. Its most distinctive feature was the double row of at least 106 columns inside, each measuring approximately 40 to 60 feet in height. The temple's platform measured about 200 by 400 feet. On the night of July 21, 356 BC, the magnificent temple was reduced to ruins in a massive fire. A new temple was later built on the same site but suffered a similar fate in a fire in 262 AD. The remains of this temple are located along the coast of the Aegean Sea in present-day Turkey. Today, all that remains are fragments of the ruins, and nothing stands on the site. Construction date, approximately 457 BC. Location, Olympia, Greece. Zeus, the king of the Greek gods and the main deity of Olympia, had a statue dedicated to him known as the Statue of Zeus. It was built as a symbol of worship and was the largest indoor statue of its time. The temple housing the statue, known as the Temple of Zeus, was the birthplace of the Olympic Games. The Byzantine historian Philo of Byzantium wrote about the 7 wonders of the world, stating, "We count the other 6 wonders as nothing compared to the Olympian Zeus." According to legend, the priests of Olympia greatly admired the work of Phidias, the sculptor of the statue. They entrusted the preservation of the statue to his descendants, ensuring its eternal glory. Zeus was a 3rd-generation god-king in the ancient Greek pantheon. He was the all-powerful deity, capable of perceiving and understanding all things in the world, both in the mortal realm and on Mount Olympus. He governed the fate of gods and humans alike. Although the statue of Zeus no longer exists, his image lives on in a different form. The magnificent face of Zeus transformed into the image of the Almighty Christ in Eastern Orthodox iconography. In the Church of St. Francis in Istanbul, atop the central throne, sits the transformed statue of Olympia Zeus, now representing the image of Christ. Archaeologists speculate several reasons for this transformation. Firstly, the Olympia statue itself was a marvel of extraordinary beauty. Secondly, the statue represented the highest divinity for nearly a millennium. Construction date, approximately 353 BC. Location, ancient Greece, present-day southwestern Turkey. The mausoleum at Halicarnassus is situated in Halicarnassus, in the southwestern region of Turkey. The base of the structure is rectangular, measuring 40 meters, 120 feet, by 30 meters, 100 feet, with a height of 45 meters, 140 feet. The monument consists of a 20-meter-high pedestal wall, 12-meter-high columns, a 7-meter-high pyramid, and a 6-meter-high statue of a chariot at the very top. The entire building is surrounded by a pedestal wall, adorned with decorative sculptures. The topmost sculpture depicts 4 horses pulling an ancient chariot. The mausoleum is renowned not only for its architecture but also for its sculptures. The sculptures of the mausoleum at Halicarnassus were created by 4 famous sculptors, Bryaxis, Leochares, Scopas, and Timotheus. Each sculptor was responsible for one side of the mausoleum. In the early 15th century, Halicarnassus was invaded, and the new rulers used some of the stones from the mausoleum at Halicarnassus as building materials for a massive castle. However, many sculptures from the mausoleum have survived and are now housed in museums, including those in London, UK. Archaeological excavations of the mausoleum at Halicarnassus have been conducted since the 19th century, providing valuable information about its shape and appearance. These excavations have expanded our knowledge of the mausoleum's structure and aesthetics. Construction date, approximately 282 BC. Location, Aegean Sea, Rhodes, Greece. The island of Rhodes in ancient times was an important commercial center, situated at the crossroads of the Aegean Sea and the Mediterranean. The port of Rhodes was established in 408 BC. Throughout history, Rhodes was ruled by various powers, including Mausolus, whose mausoleum is also one of the 7 wonders, and Alexander the Great. However, after the death of Alexander the Great, the island fell into prolonged periods of warfare. During this time, the Macedonian invader Demetrius led a 40,000-strong army, which exceeded the entire population of the island, to besiege the port. After a fierce war, the people of Rhodes defeated the invaders. To celebrate this victory, they decided to construct a statue using the abandoned bronze weapons left by the enemy. The construction of the statue took 12 years. It stood at a height of 110 feet, approximately the same height as the well-known Statue of Liberty in New York. The statue was hollow, reinforced inside with complex stone and iron supports. However, this magnificent statue was destroyed by a powerful earthquake only 56 years after its completion. According to legend, the statue stood with its legs apart at the entrance of the harbor, and ships passed between them, as depicted in the illustration of the Colossus of Rhodes. However, in reality, the statue did not span across the harbor. Construction date, approximately 281 BC. Location, Island of Pharos, near Alexandria, Egypt. Among the world-renowned ancient seven wonders, two are located in Egypt. The first is the Great Pyramid of Giza, considered the foremost wonder, and the seventh wonder is the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Unlike the other wonders, the Lighthouse of Alexandria did not have any religious significance. It was purely built for practical purposes, serving as a beacon of light to guide ships and ensure their safe passage into the harbor of Alexandria. Additionally, it was the tallest structure of its time. The remains of the Lighthouse of Alexandria are located on the island of Pharos, adjacent to the city of Alexandria in Egypt. In 330 BC, the formidable Macedonian king Alexander the Great conquered Egypt and established a city named after himself in the northwest corner of the Nile Delta, along the southern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. This city held great strategic importance and became the capital of Egypt for the next 100 years. It grew to be one of the most prosperous cities in the world and served as a major international port and trading hub connecting the Mediterranean world with the Middle East. Construction date, approximately 246 BC or 247 BC. Location, Lintong District, Xi'an, Shaanxi Province, China. The Terracotta Army of Emperor Qin Shi Huang is the funerary pit of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, and it is located 1,500 meters east of the Qin Shi Huang Mausoleum. The Qin Shi Huang Terracotta Warriors and Horses Museum, built on the original site of the funerary pit, is the largest ancient military museum in China. It showcases the grandeur and power of the Qin dynasty. In 1961, the State Council of the People's Republic of China designated the Qin Shi Huang Mausoleum as a key national cultural heritage site. The comprehensive archaeological survey of the Qin Shi Huang Mausoleum began in 1962, and the archaeologists produced the first layout plan of the mausoleum. Through exploration, it was found that the mausoleum covers an area of 56.25 square kilometers, equivalent to nearly 78 forbidden cities, causing a sensation in the archaeological community. In 1987, the Qin Shi Huang Mausoleum and the Terracotta Army pits were approved by UNESCO and included in the World Heritage List. In September 1978, former French Prime Minister Jacques Chirac, after visiting the site, remarked, "There are 7 wonders in the world, and the discovery of the Terracotta Army can be considered the 8th wonder." If you haven't seen the pyramids, you haven't truly been to Egypt. If you haven't seen the Terracotta Army, you haven't truly been to China. This statement led to the notion of the 8th wonder of the world. However, it's important to note that the 7 wonders of the world is an internationally recognized concept, and the notion of the 8th wonder varies. For example, the Taj Mahal in India is often considered the 8th wonder by Westerners, while some people in China consider it to be the Great Wall.